Okay, so I'm not gonna, I don't feel like I have to re-explain what I just said. I will gloss over it in a way, just to be safe. And there you go. So basically what I want you to do is to take the sentence starter and express it in all possible future forms, okay? So there's will, there's going to in the simple, there's base form progressive, will be progressive, and going to be progressive, okay? You can just ignore this. There should be two sentences using each of the forms. There's minimum 2 sentences anyway. So anyways, keep this in mind. These first two, this going to and will, would be the simple forms. And then the progressive would be base form here, which is just the be verb and the main verb with ing. The going to and the will be form down here for the progressive. So which sentences do I want you to make? These sentences. So you're going to take this one, meet a friend after class, go out on Friday night, think he, she should start his, her business, blah, blah, blah. I want you to take all these 12 sentences and I want you to express them in this way. So let me just take one sentence here. Hold on. Okay. So I copied the first sentence and I'm going to paste it over to the Word document. So meet a friend after class. So you're going to put that here and then you're going to make a sentence with that. So we'll meet a friend after class. Remember that this would be the answer, we'll meet. And then the going to form would be Adriana is going to meet a friend after class. Hold on. Ahora sí. No, tampoco. And then for the base progressive, all you have to do is continue that same line of thought, Adriana. And how do we make in the progressive? We add a be verb. In this case, would be is. And then, of course, we don't leave it as at is meet. We add ing. So Adriana is meeting a friend after class. And then, of course, they're going to be. All we have to do is add going to be meeting a friend after class. And then finally, Adriana will be. Okay. So that's pretty much what I want you to do. Just take all those sentence starters that you saw in the presentation on slide 3 or slide 4, sorry. And you can either do it on your computer, you can do it in your notebook, however it is easiest for you. And I want you to complete all those sentences in all 5 different forms of the progressive, excuse me, of the future tense. So I'm just going to write that in the chat.
¿Y la asignación se sube a la plataforma de Canvas?
Yes, esto lo vamos a discutir ya mismito because, as I said, where is it? Okay, so this is a 3-part assignment. So what you're going to do is for part 2, you're going to do something on Canvas, and for part 3, we're going to discuss it here. So for now, just work in su papel and don't worry about submitting anything just yet.
Okay.
I'm just writing in the chat what you need to do.
Hacemos de la de Go para abajo, ¿verdad?
¿Me puedes repetir, Nayeli, que no te escuché?
Hacemos las oraciones de la de go para abajo.
Yeah, do them all. So go out on Friday, think he, she, whatever. Toditas las que faltan. I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to do that. Son hay 43, so I'll just give you 12. Para volver a 55 to make sure that you guys have enough time. I'm going to set an alarm now. I don't know if you guys can even see this, but I've already set an alarm on my phone here. I will be sitting right here, so if you guys have any questions, you can just write in the chat. You can turn on your mics. I'm going to turn mine off for the time being. Don't post the sentences just yet. You can just do that in your computer. You can just do that on your paper. We're going to work with those later. So just work by yourself. Don't post anything yet, okay? It's okay, Derek. Don't worry about it. So we still have a couple more minutes. I just wanted to say something. So I'm going over the assignment you guys had to do last week, which was the phrasal verbs story. And some of you have done very well. Some of you submitted something that is missing phrasal verbs, or the phrasal verb isn't conjugated to comply with the rest of the sentence. So what I'm doing is that if you see that your score is not 10, let's say you got a 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, you can see the assignment comments, and I will let you know what you need to do. So this specific student had only 3 of the 5 phrasal verbs, and 2 of those phrasal verbs were not in the right tense. So I wrote to the student that you can edit and fix the assignment. You just make sure that you do this before the assignment closes, which I think is later on tonight at midnight. So if you see your score on the assignment and it's not a perfect 10, then you still have a chance to fix that and get a better score. Okay, so my alarm just rang, just made a sound that time is up. So basically, I'm just gonna ask around, was everybody able to complete the sentences? Okay, so I see that a few of you are still working on that. Nayeli Yelianis. Okay, that's fine if you still need a little bit more time. I am going to let you know what. Yes, Genesis también. Como quiera, pues voy a decirle lo que tienen que hacer. So, Haiti, that's fine. I'm going to tell you what you guys have to do now. So let me just give me a little bit of attention so I can see, so I can show you what you have to do next. Okay, so this is part 1. You just needed to complete these sentences, bada bing, bada boom, and then, oh, hold on. There is a horrifying sound here. I'm gonna stop presenting and actually just bring the presentation over here. Okay, so I changed it from the presentation because once this slide comes up, there is a horrible alarm clock sound. It's really loud and it's really hard to stop it. So I'm just gonna do this. Okay, so part 2. Basically what I want you to do after you've completed all your sentences is to think about a couple of those sentences and turn them into questions, okay? So change them into those sentences into questions. That should take about 5 minutes. Then, after you've completed making those into questions, I want you to go, hold on, you can't see this actually. Okay, now you can. Then I want you to go here. Into this discussion here, the future year discussion questions. You can see it's worth 5 points. You can just click there and just take a look at this. So today we're just discussing the creation of possible sentences in the future tense. After you created your sentences and changed them from simple to the progressive, you'll now need to create questions. Once you've turned your sentences into questions, leave a comment below asking a question. Then read some of the questions posted by your peers, and if they apply to you, leave a comment to answer them. So how do you leave a comment? Well, you're going to see that there's a button here that says reply. You click it, and then you start typing. All right, so you can ask a question. Of course, this is not the question that I want you to make. I want a question based on these sentences here. Anyways, I've already posted a question here from test student. That's me. So my question was, will you buy some food later today? Okay, so I posted that question, and then somebody else, which is also me, replied saying, yes, I will buy mofongo and masita de pollo, which is what I had for lunch yesterday. Okay, so Swanhedi actually replied to my question and said, no, I will not buy some food later today. Swanhedi is going to cook. So you can tell that Swanhedi replied to my comment, to my question here, but then you see there's a space here and there is a different question here. You have to be careful. I mean, Swanhedi did a good job here. You have to be pendiente to where you post. If you want to make a general question that's not answering anybody, you click here on the reply button on the main discussion. If you're going to answer to a specific question, like let's say Kenneth Acostas, you will get up early tomorrow, you can just click right below that specific question and then just input your answer. So basically, yeah, all I want you to do is take that sentence, make it into a question, and then add that question to this discussion. Remember that this discussion is available on Canvas. You can just click home, week 5, the future you discussion questions. You can also enter modules, which is exactly the same page, or you can go into discussions, and it's the only one there. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple more minutes to do that. We still have plenty of time left. I'm just going to keep on displaying these sentences.
¿Podrías decir que es que no entiendo muy bien lo que hay que hacer?
Okay.
Con las oraciones y todo eso.
Okay, let me just ponerlo aquí entonces. So remember this first example here. Adriana will meet a friend after class. Okay, you have to take this sentence and turn it into a question. How do you do that? Well, of course, you're going to add a question mark, but you're going to have to change the order of these two words. Will Adriana meet a friend after class? You're going to take that question and you're going to post it. Am I still presenting? Yes. You're going to post it in the discussion board. So you click here in the discussion. When you're going to leave a question, you click reply. And then, of course, you can just either copy or paste. Paste or write your question.
O sea, que no hay que hacerlas todas. Simplemente puedo poner como 2 y contestar la de los otros estudiantes.
Exactly right. So what I'm seeing is that you post 2 questions and then you answer at least 1 question.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Profesor, yo entré a la asignación y puse una pregunta random.
Ok, pues yo verifico eso ahora. Si no tiene nada que ver, entonces lo que puedo hacer es que lo puedo borrar and you can just add a new question que sea relevante a lo que estamos haciendo. Yo vi que tú posteaste una pregunta durante la otra, antes de que empezara la clase. So you've already, when will you take the quiz? Okay, since somebody already answered your question, that's fine. You can just leave it like that. Thanks, Songhei. You already asked a question, so that's fine. Just make sure that you've replied to at least 2 people, and that's it. En el caso tuyo, estás ready.
Okay.
Mhm. Mhm. And verifico Genesis. If you posted that to the discussion, then I should be able to see it. Let me see. So right now, okay, so I can click here, and then it shows who has posted. So Genesis, yes, I see your questions here. You've asked a question and you've asked 2 questions. Okay. So yeah, I can see those. All you need to do is answer to at least 1 question and you'll be good. Okay, so I'll give you another minute, and then we can do part 3 of the discussion, and then we can end today's class. Okay, so I want to see 3 things from you. It could be either 2 questions and 1 answer, or 1 question and 2 answers. As long as I see 3 things when I go into the dashboard, then you should be fine. Once I click here, see, whoever this is, que no dice su nombre, weird, needs to add either 1 more question or answer to 1 more person. So, who was this? Michelle Edson Haley. Odalis tiene problemas con la señal de internet. Okay. Well, I mean, if everybody else can see Swan 80, if everybody else can see the class minutes, not my internet, it must be hers. Pero nada, recuérdale que all class meetings are available via YouTube. So, nada, as long as she lets me know, she should be fine. Okay, guys, so faltan menos de 10 minutos, so I'm just going to go into the next part. And whoever's ready to answer that, please feel free. Okay. So you should be seeing this. I think I'm still presenting. Yes. Okay. So basically, the third part is feedback. You've already made your sentences, you've made your questions, you've asked, and you've answered. I just wanted a little feedback from you to me. And basically, of the answers that you've seen or the answers that you've received, which answer did you find most interesting? Of the questions that you saw or the questions that you wrote, which one was the hardest to answer? And just about today's activity as a whole, what was the most difficult part about this? I'd also like to ask if anybody feels, actually, I'm just going to write it here. Do you feel more confident in writing future tense sentences? And then this is irrelevant, so destroy that. Okay. So if anybody feels like they have an answer for any of these questions, you can either turn on your mic or you can just write it in the chat. Josue, Josue, I'm not exactly sure what question you're referring to. Esta presentación ya está en Canvas. This question that I just added, yeah, I guess I could save that and re-upload this presentation para que esté disponible. But remember, this is just for me. At least this part here is not actually worth any score. It's just for me to know whether or not this was a worthwhile activity. Nayeli, okay, good. I'm glad. Exacto. I like grammar practice because grammar is important. You know, I will be taking into consideration how you write. So, as I was saying earlier, I was going over the assignment that you had to do last week, and I was correcting some people who they didn't conjugate the verb into whether it's the past tense or whatever the rest of their sentence was written as. So, yeah, I will be taking that stuff into consideration, just grammar and vocabulary and spelling. So, in the last, el miércoles voy a explicarle more or less how the test is going to be. Por lo menos, this is going to be test number 1. Si para el examen 2, I realize there's a better way to take the test, I will let you know as well. But for now, that's good. On Wednesday, we are going to be reviewing the past and the present and the future as well. So as long as you guys feel confident, you should be fine. Natalie is here. Since we're about to finish the class time anyways, if you haven't written anything in the chat so far, please make sure you do so, just so I can have your name for attendance. Indalis. Será a la misma hora de la clase el examen. Yes, yes. I feel more confident in giving you the test during class hours. Así mismito, uno, cumplo con el reglamento, which means I can't give you material that's designated for a time frame that's not class time. So el viernes es perfecto para eso. Apart from that, you still have an extra bit of time because right after this class ends, son mis horas de oficina. So I will still be available. I won't be busy doing something else. So I think during class time is perfect. El miércoles le doy más detalles de cómo va a funcionar eso. Okay, that is good. Josue, good. I'm glad you feel confident. Hennessy, the most difficult thing of the activity was completing the sentences in record time. Yes, yes. I realized that mathematically speaking, you basically had to do 60 sentences. Pero si recuerdan cómo fue que yo lo hice, if you did it on your computer, you could do these sentences really, really quick. You could, I mean, there's different ways to do it on paper, but I'm more about maximizing stuff on computers. So yeah, but I think this is good practice because the test is going to have, you know, present, past, future, progressive, simple, all that stuff. So there is going to be a lot of stuff to review. It's not going to be too majorly difficult as long as you follow the formulas. I'm sure you guys are going to do fine. Okay, class time is almost over. Are there any questions you have for me? Any comments, you know, about the test? I will give you more information on Wednesday. Recuerden que cambié el examen. I'm just going to write it in the chat. Remember that. I misspelled that. Oh my God. And I did this because it was my own fault that I was basically knocked out for 3 days straight. And I didn't do any work in those days. Y pues no quería tirarle una tarea para que ustedes produzcan sin que tuviera un fundamento. And I just wanted you guys to be absolutely sure. And I also wanted a little more time to prepare the test. So I think that's fine. If anybody doesn't feel like they want to take the test on Friday and you want it on Wednesday, you can let me know. We can work something out. But yes, I'll have more details on Wednesday. For Wednesday, of course, we're going to review all the tenses, but I want you guys also to bring me your questions. ¿Con qué dudas se quedaron? If you're still not sure on how to conjugate in the progressive present or the past simple, whatever, just make sure that you bring those questions on Wednesday para que discutamos todo. Remember that you can ask me questions and maybe la pregunta que tú tienes la tiene otra persona también. So anyways, guys, it is time. I appreciate you for your time, for your patience, for your attention. Remember that you have to post your questions in the discussion. This is worth 5 points. And anyways, that's it for today, guys. So if you have any questions, you can let me know. If not, then I will see you on Wednesday. Have a nice day, Guillermo, Yeliani, Josue, Odalis, Nayeli, Derek, Angelo, Michelle. Jeremy, Rachel, Lisanji, Natalie, Lismari. Have a nice day.
Profe, ¿cómo está?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
Good, good. I have a question because I'm flying to Nebraska this Friday, and I have to be in the airport at like 8:30.
Mhm.
And I was thinking if I can take the test, this section of the 7:30, or maybe Wednesday, as como se daba mejor a ti.
Okay. Pues gracias por dejarme saber porque that is, yeah, you can't really take the test on the plane. So
Yeah.
sería mejor cogerla el día antes o por lo menos el.
I can do 7:30. I can do 7:30 because then I can go like 8:30 and I fly at like 10 and I'll be okay. But taking the test at 8:30 and finishing at 9:20 is a little risky.
No sé si exactamente. So el vuelo a las 10 y pico and you're going to be at the airport más o menos como a las 8 y pico, 7 y pico.
I have to be like 8:30. But I can take it 7:30 and go to the airport at like 8:40, 8:30.
Okay. Well, I mean, podemos llegar a un acuerdo. Of course, you could take it a las 7:30, conmigo no hay problema. Pero do you really want to be on your phone or on the laptop en el aeropuerto taking a test?
No, I'm actually like, I probably will get everything ready and take it in my house. And
So
as soon as I finish, I just go to the airport.
Okay. Well, if you feel comfortable doing that, that's fine. También pudiéramos, por ejemplo, depending on how I've, ¿cómo te explico? Dependiendo de los parámetros que yo le ponga al examen, yo pudiera publicarlo antes de tiempo just for you.
Okay.
Y entonces, let's say you could just take it, let's say el jueves por la tarde, en cualquier momento que tú quieras, I could just leave it open for you.
Sería perfecto.
Sí, porque pues no quisiera que te atrase en tu vuelo, porque yo sé que si vas para San Juan, que es más probable porque la huella está cerrada, sería una jodienda. So, yeah, I will, envíame un email, a mi, lo voy a escribir aquí. Okay, envíame un email recordándome, and yo te lo publico, let's say el jueves, y te voy a dar, por ejemplo, un time frame de 2 horas para que lo complete. And nada, si acaso necesitas más ayuda, entonces what we could do is, cuando tenga un break más tarde, me avisa, and we can work something out. O sea, yo no quiero que ustedes se chaven y que le dañe la nota por culpa mía, y ni de las clases online, so, I'm flexible.
Pues entonces ¿cuándo quieres que te envíe un email?
Just en cualquier momento, you can just do that today si quieres. Yo lo que quiero es tenerlo ahí para que no se me olvide.
Ok, perfecto. Muchísimas gracias entonces. Que tenga buen día.
You too, José. Take care.
Bueno.